Okay. So now what we had here is we looked last week that, let me bring this back here. So when we are going to change the permissions, what's going to happen here is going to, the command is chmod, chmod. Okay, that's the command, and you would use the number 766 or whatever the permissions you're gonna give. Okay, so there are two ways you could do it. Either you could do it using the number, or you could do it using the letters. Okay, so let's see what I have here. ls ls-l file 1. So looking at the number here, looking at the permissions here, what is this number value here?
This is read write, read write, read write. So 666.
Yeah, very good. This is 666. Okay. So I think I have explained enough here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna quickly go through some of the other steps here, and then hopefully you have a good understanding here. So you need to know a little bit uh, about this, but what you have to do is you just have to calculate what permissions you are getting in the mind. Okay, so if you think you gave wrong permissions, don't panic. Just you could add and remove the permissions whenever you want. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so file 1, we are at 666, right? So let's focus on okay, so let me clear this. So what I'm going to do is ls-l. So this is the output. Okay. Grant following permission using letters. So what I'm going to do is over here, remove read write for others. Okay, so how would I do that? Remove read write for others here, right? So chmod o minus rw file1. If you do ls-l file1, there you go, the permissions are gone. Now remove only write permission to group. Okay, remove write permission to group, right? So what I'm going to do is, what do I do now? So I'm not changing any permissions, I'm just removing this permission here. So what would I do?
chmod g minus r
Yeah, G
or
minus R.
w
Yeah,
for
W
write.
and file1. There you go. Very good. All right. So now let's see here. Remove. Let's see. Add. Read write. Add read write to others. So this should be pretty simple. Chmod. Okay, O now plus RW and file1. Okay, then if you do ls-l file1, there you go. See, the permissions are there. So if you want to do like the easy way, these are the ones. And even if you have something complex, right, set something 777 789, you could just determine how you want to go the approach. Okay, so when you are changing the permission, take it easy, don't rush in, and don't be scared to do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is write add execute permission to owner. Okay, so the command would be chmod u plus x file1, and if I do ls-l, there you go, he got execute permission here. All right, so moving along, let's move to the permissions for directory. Alright, so what I'm going to do is let's do the directory permissions here. And so let's see here, let me clear this, and ls-l I'm going to get rid of anything here. So very first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a directory. Okay, mkdir. Um, so I'm going to say dir1, directory 1. And if I do ls-l, we have this as a default permissions here. If you look, the default permission for the directory, okay, looking at here, okay, by the way, if you see D here, that means it's a directory, okay, and if it's blank, that means it's a file. So over here, we created the file here, right? So the read write, read. So the default permission for file 1 is what? Okay, so this is when you create a file, nothing I mean it gives the default permission, right? So what is the default permission here? I'm explaining you. So the number value is what?
644.
Yeah, very good. 644. Now looking at it here, we just created the folder here. So what is the default value for here?
I think that's 7
Mm-hmm.
DRW 7 3 1 731.
No, no. Okay, hold on. So let me just put it here. Okay, so
It's 1131.
no, not that either.
There's two R's in the for the owner.
Okay, so which this one is D, rewrite, execute, rewrite. Okay, now so here, oh, oh, my bad, my bad. Before that, let me copy the uh, okay, yeah, actually I need to copy this too. So keep this table with you because this will come handy what you're doing. Okay, so this is the permission value. Okay, now look at it here. Looking at this table here, tell me the what number should be here. So let's focus on user. So I'm going to clean all this here and tell me the values where it's supposed to be. So just tell me this part here, what is should be the number goes where?
Should be 7.
Okay, very good. And what would be the numbers here for read?
4 2 1.
Okay, 4 2 1. 4 2 1. Okay. And this is 7. Very good. And for the group,
642.
okay. For this part here, this part. So this is group. So what would be the number here?
420.
Okay, 4. What about for right? 2. And this is 0, right? All right. And what would be the total here?
6.
Very good. 6. Okay. And
Why is it showing WXR? Why not R, W, and X?
where are you seeing that?
Next to directory, the values.
RWX is showing correctly.
In the shell, in PuTTY.
No, yeah, it's showing correctly. This part is for user, and this part is for group, and this part is for others. So what you see, no, don't
Okay,
look
okay,
this
okay.
part here. Okay,
Okay.
you're missing. You start with look at this here.
Okay, okay. I got it. I got it.
RWX. All right, now we are on to other here. So what is the value I put in for read?
4.
All right, very good. And write
2.
and execute is 0.
0.
And what would be the here?
6.
Yeah. So the uh, default value would be what?
766.
766. Very good. Oh, no. Sorry. Yeah, we have to redo this again because I forgot to change this here. This is minus W. Okay, sorry about that.
So the default value will be 744.
So let's change this here. Take a look. Okay, so let's focus on group. So group is this here, okay? The one which is highlighted here. So what is group? What is read in group?
4.
Okay. And write?
Right is 2.
No.
No, 0. Right is 0.
Yeah, write is 0.
And
And
execute is also 0.
what is my problem?
One. Sorry.
This is supposed to be X. Sorry guys, I cannot. Okay. So this is correct here. It is matching what we have here. So this is what happened if you copy it for somewhere else. Okay, for write it's 0 and execute is what?
1.
Okay. And let's take it for others. What is read?
4.
And what is write?
0.
Mm-hmm.
And
Execute? 1. Okay.
755 will be the
Yeah, 755 is actually the default directory.
default.
Default directory permission. So read, write, execute. And over here,
You read and execute.
so this is 5 and 5. 755 would be the okay. Now the burning question is why we have execute here for directory. Okay, for the directory everybody has execute position. Okay, so think of a directory as a room, and for you to get inside a room you have to open the door, right? So to the act of getting inside the room, opening the door and getting inside the room is executing. So everybody has a execute permissions to the directory. Okay, if I remove this permission directory for this guy, so they won't be able to get inside the directory. So by default all users have access to the all directories. uh, but maybe not here. Let me see, cd/home ls-l. Okay, so over here no, only the users and the root have the permissions. So any questions regarding execute permission for directory? Anybody who's able to get inside the directory, they have directory permissions, and by default most for the most directories everybody have permissions to get into the directory. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is so the changing the permissions and everything for the directory is also the same thing. Okay, so if I want to add or remove a permission here for the directory, okay, I'm going to just show you a few things here. I'm going to say remove all permission to others. So I could do a couple ways here. So what you could do is chmod o equals 0. Why not? Chmod o equal minus readx. Okay. Sorry. This should work too, right? Yeah. So let's go inside the directory.
So if we are going to use O equals, then minus 0, do we need to add minus 0 there?
I thought
Instead of
it would
just
work here,
O
but
equals 0?
yeah, it's not working actually. So O equals minus RW. So it will take out the permissions. Okay, so I'm inside the directory and I'm gonna do touch file 1, file 2, file 3. right? And if I do ls-l, so we have these permissions here. I'm going to go back and then I'm going to say ls-l, and I'm going to say I'm going to add the permissions here for read write execute for everybody else, right? chmod o equals read write execute. Okay, and if I do ls-l, it is happening there. Now, but what about the files inside the directory? So the permissions for the files inside the directory didn't change. Okay, so how, if we want to set the same permissions for everybody inside the directory, how are we going to do that?
You have to go individually each file.
No. Yeah. So let me put this part in here. But I wanted to have the read write permissions, the same exact permissions I want to have for whatever we have for directory. I want to have it for the file too. So what I'm going to do is ls-l directory 1. No, I shouldn't have done that. If you want to see the permission for the directory itself, you do lf-ld. Okay, so now I want to match the same permissions to the files also. So how I'm going to do?
-r chmod. I mean chmod -r.
Yeah,
Does that work?
uppercase R. Very good. Match same permission as directory to file. Okay, so can somebody help me? What is the number value here? In this scenario, you probably end up using the number value here. What is the number value here? Just by looking at it, what is this? Read write execute
7.
Okay.
7.
And the middle one, read and
5.
execute 5, and the
7.
7. Okay, so now chmod 757. Before that, you do minus uppercase R and dir1. So what it's gonna tell is recursively everything, the directory and everything inside the directory itself. Okay, and if I do ls-ld directory 1, and if I do ls-l directory 1, there you go. Everything inside the directory is matching. We're gonna do this one more time so that you have a good understanding. Remove all permissions to directory and files. Okay, so do What command should I do? We
ch
keeping,
mod
yeah.
R000.
No, we are just changing this permission here.
Okay.
Yeah, we are pushing everything 0 here. So which one would I do?
750.
Very good. 750. There you go. It's it changes the directory permission as well as the files inside the directory itself. All right, this is very good. All right, so now let me clear this. The next thing we're gonna go are into the groups. Okay, we learned so far what we have learned is we learned the users, but we haven't really touched base on groups, did we? Let's take a look here. So we went into user administration here, right? So we know there is a group. Create a user. All right. So we heard a group, but we never really heard worked on group as we're supposed to. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a little game here, and then we're gonna understand what the groups are. The users and permissions are they are closely intertwined. Okay, so what does it mean is the user and permission, they go hand in hand. So what is a group? A group is a collection of user. The main purpose is to define a set of permissions or privileges to the group of users, like read, write, and execute. Okay, so let's do this here. I'm going to get rid of everything here. I'm going to say rm-rf asterisk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a user terminator. I'm going to say user add terminator. Okay, and what is his ID? Okay, so this is where he belongs to. He belongs to, the user ID is 102, the group ID is also 102, and the group he belongs to is terminator. Okay, now what we're gonna do is um, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna say user add, and then I'm gonna this time I'm gonna specify the group number. Okay, no, actually I'm gonna say group add, -G, and I'm gonna give the group ID as 9000. If I don't give the group ID as 9000, what would be the group ID? Would be 1002, 1003, 1003. Okay, now that I'm actually defining it, it will be 9000, and I'm gonna put it in here in the group machine. He's a machine, right? Robot. So I'm gonna put it in a machine group. So
So the
here,
numbers can be any number, random number, anything.
say it again.
Can can the numbers be anything?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
how
yeah.
you chose 9,000, we can use like 8,000, 7,000, anything.
Yeah, 8000, 9090, 9010, but it has to be uh, within the group here. So if you go back to the thing here, I showed you there is a file that is controlling, right? Which file is controlling? Right here, login definitions. So automatic minimum value, okay, group ID, it has to be between 1000 and 60,000. If you put down like 60,001, it won't work. Okay, just stay within this range.
So
Okay, so I'm gonna add user here. Okay, group add -G 9000. Okay, so let me just put this here. So what is this command? And specify gid and gid number and group name. So command is group add and -G, that means you have to add the switch, and we gave the group number 9000 and the group name is machine. Now let's look at ID terminator here. So what we're gonna do is ID terminator. What is he? He's part of only group here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put terminator as a part of machine group, because he's a terminator. He need to be part of a machine group. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is user mod, is a new command you're going to learn. Hyphen means A means add, G means group, machine, or 9000. Either you could give the number or the name, and you could give terminator. Now I'm going to do ID terminator. There you go. He's a part of a machine group now. So all right, now let's say assigning group permissions, right? So what I'm going to do is assigning group permission. um, Assign group permission, right? So I'll show you what is happening here. So let's do mkdir / assignment. Okay, now the terminator is going to be getting some assignment, and I'm going to go to assignment, and I'm going to have like a assignment here, touch so the file is going to be,
The U is missing in touch.
oh okay, so I'm going to say touch terminate John, and I don't know, young guys, did you watch this movie Terminator?
I know it.
Okay, so the machine comes in to kill John and Sarah. So all right, this is the assignment here, and if you do ls-l, everybody has a read permission here. Okay, so let me clear this ls-l. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna open another window, and there is no password set for terminator, so let me quickly set the password. What is the command to set the password?
passwd.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Terminator, and I'm going to say red hat. All right, good. I'm going to open another window here, and say I'm going to Zafar. All right, over here I'm going to log in as terminator. This time around is not going to be passwordless because I'm logging as a different user. and the password is red hat. Okay. So as a terminator, I could go in to assignment. In this scenario, ls-ld. In this scenario, see the terminator. Since there is a execute permission on the folder, terminator is able to get in there. Did you see? So if I remove the execute permission, let me exit. So let me go cd dot and chmod. What is the permission here? Okay, so I'm gonna remove the permission to execute the folder for other and see what happens. chmod o minus x assignment. All right, ls-ld assignment. Okay, so now if I try to go in there, SSH, now if I try to go into the folder assignment, see, he doesn't have permission now. So the act of going inside the folder is called execution. Execute permission for the folder. Okay, assigning group permission. Oh shoot, I should have so okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, okay, so this part is good from here. Remove group execute other execute permission. Okay, so once you have done that, and if you try to log in as a terminator, so if you try to log in as terminator, you don't have permission here. Alright, give me 1 second here. Let me tell him to turn off the vacuum. Okay guys, I'm back here. Alright, so you see the terminator, he has permission denied here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give him not the other permission. I'm gonna give him the permission for as a group owner. Okay. So now you're learning the new command here. Assign terminator as group owner. So in this case, what I'm going to do is ch own. You're now owning the file or the permission. Okay, so what I'm going to do is ch own -r. Okay, and I'm going to say root. Okay, over here it says root here, right? I'm going to copy that as is, and instead of just root, I'm going to give terminator. So now over here I'm not giving the permission to use a terminator. What I'm doing here, instead of I'm saying this is not a user terminator. What is this then?
Group.
Yeah, very good. Group terminator. So now actually no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually give it to machine. What is machine? What is machine?
Group of
Machine is a
terminator.
group. Very good. And the terminator belongs to that group. Okay. All right, so now if I do ls-ld slash assignment, there you go. You focus over here. Machine is now the machine has this permissions here. And if I do ls-l, so now what I need to do is I need to still give the execute permission here. Give full permission, give execute. So if a terminator comes in here, what permissions he has for this file?
Only read.
Read only. Very good. He cannot write to it and he cannot execute it. So what he need to do is he need to go in there and make a statement that mission failed or mission passed, whatever. Okay. So what permissions we need to give him? Group.
Execute permission?
No, write. He's able to open the file and write to the file. So give write permission to group owner. Alright, chmod -r, and what is the permission I gave for assignment folder? Let's use the letters instead of numbers. So this part, what is this part? What ownership is that?
That's others.
No,
Oh,
this is others. This is,
that's group.
yeah, G
R
plus
RW.
R is already there, so we just have to do W. And there is no harm in giving RW. Okay, read write assignment. And if I do ls-ld assignment, and if I do ls-l assignment, so you see now Sarah, he has access to the files here. Now let's now earlier he didn't have access, right? Now let's see if he have access. Okay, so he's effortlessly able to get in there. He's effortlessly able to get in there and you know, because he has permissions. But he's not a terminator permission. He got a machine permission. Since he's a part of a machine group, he's able to get in there. Now, if you do ls-l, and then he's going to go vi terminate John Connor. Okay, and he says in here, mission failed. Okay, so what happened here? Even though he's not a part of the terminator group, and the terminator group doesn't specifically have permissions to the file and folder, but machine group has full read and write permission. So since he's a part of a machine group, he's able to do it. Okay, simple as that. So do you guys getting the concept of what is happening here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, for example, if there are, so instead of going and giving permission to like 100 people, you just put 100 people in one group and you give permission to group, and anybody in that group is able to go in there and have the permissions they deserve. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, so next topic we have is FACL. FACL. What this is file access control list. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, let me just minimize this for a bit here, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna clear this, and if it's ls-ld. Okay. Oh no, I don't need to be here. I need to be in the root. Okay, so let me clear the screen. If I do ls-ld slice assignment, okay, and I'm going to give you some more information here. I'm going to say get FACL, get file access control list, FACL / assignment. Okay, now we have like a little bit more output here. Okay, so what do we have here? So we have for other read only, so which is good, read only. And for group, what do we have on the file itself? Read write execute and read write execute. Okay, and the machine is the group owner and the root is the user owner, and name of the file is assignment. So what I'm gonna do is let's create a new user. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say user add, and then I'm gonna say T1000. Okay, this is like a liquid metal terminator, T1000, and I'm gonna say hit enter, and I'm gonna set the password for T1000. Red hat. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I have this here and this here, and let's see ID T1000. So all this ID is already set up here. Okay, good. So now let me copy this part here. So what's going to happen is T what we'll do is we'll just give the specific user access to assignment, in this case T1000. Okay, so facle, let's see here. Let's go into google.com. All right, I'm not worried about this part here. So let's do this here. So what I'm going to do is grant T1000 as a user only permission, the specific user. Okay, grant T1000 permission to /assignment. So what I'm going to do is, the command is set facle, FACL. Earlier we got get facle, that means get the file allocation information. Now I'm going to say set facle -m means modify, and I'm going to say user. Now we have to give the username, which user you have to give. I'm going to say T1000 and the colon, and what kind of permissions you want for T1000. I want T1000 to be read, write, execute. And what do you want? Which file or folder you want? You want it to be assignment, ASSIGNMENT. Okay, and I'm going to hit enter, and I will say get facle assignment. And now you see here, what is this over here says, what is this user refers to over here? Over here, this user you refer to root. What about this user? What does it refer to? T1000. If you look at the permission for ls-ld assignment, you get a little plus sign here. That means we set a facle over here. So look at this here, read, write, and read. So the permission have not changed, but you get a little plus sign here. That will indicate that, oh, this is something else is going on with the assignment directory. There is something special going on with the assignment directory. Okay, so what is that special thing going on? This specific user has access to this directory. And let's go and see assignment in here. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to see if he has access to the files also. So we have given the permission, but I'm not sure if I gave the permission for the directory also, I mean the files also. Actually I have to do that. Let me go in here and also do -m, -uppercase R. Okay, so if I do ls-l assignment, so now he has permission to all the other files also. So actually this is the correct command I'm supposed to give. And let's say get facle / assignment. Okay. Okay, so set facle -r -m. Okay, and u is a user, and T1000, and the permission, what permission we give him: read, write, execute, and the folder is assignment. Okay, set facle is command. And -r means the directory and inside the directory. So that would be considered recursive. M means modify. U is user. And user ID, permission, and the folder or file. Okay. Okay, so looking at the permissions here, it doesn't specifically say other is a read, write, execute, but since T1000 is part of other, he's gonna have, and we set facle on him, he will have access to the files. So I'm gonna exit here, or I'm gonna say su T1000. Okay, so he is logged in as T1000. Okay, ID, his ID is I'm not worried about this here, so I'm saying who am I. It says T1000, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go into assignment, and he's able to get in there effortlessly, and he's able to see the files, and then he's going to say vi Sarah Connor, and it says mission failed. So that tells us that the user T1000 has access to the files and folders even though he's not part of any group. Okay, So that's how the permissions are working in here. Today's part was a bit tricky, but if you just understand this, it will be easy for you. Any questions? Are you guys getting what is happening here?
Yes.
Yeah, very good. So this is just a special permission. Let's remember that as a special permission rather than FACL or SACL or whatever.
How often do we get to use this?
Not very often. Two or three times a year. If you have this document with you, you should be good. I haven't used this year at all. I used two or three times last year, so you get the request once in a while here. But this is something you should know though. So I have a cheat sheet for permission. Okay, let me put this in. I have this from the last permit from the class. So I have this cheat sheet from my last class here. So identity is user is U, group is G, others is O, and A is all. Permission read is represented with R, number 4, number 2, number 1, and actions is equal, plus, minus, remove, and these are the examples, okay? And these are the number permissions. So just keep this as a reference and you should be good. All right, so what is next is okay, this is it for today. Next week we're gonna start the disk management, okay? And actually the class is getting way too long, but that's okay. So we have like another 2 or 3 weeks before the class is over. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop here, and then we're gonna continue on managing the hard drives next week. And I'll put some assignment there, and hopefully you guys are getting some good knowledge here, and you guys be ready for something. All right. So if you have any
Would you
questions, put in